Hey, Malton.
Hey, are you wanting to talk on the phone or in person?
I'm down to talk in person.
Okay. I do not have a vehicle. Are you able to come to the alleyway just north of MRPD?
You're not gonna kill me, right, Malton?
No, no, no,
Okay, okay. All right. I'm on my way.
no. Okay, all right. I'm on my way there too. See you soon.
Said alleyway north. I swore there was like another shorty that went through the Bermuda Triangle and like died. Like it was like she was like flying a private, like one of those small little turbine planes. Well, yes, she went missing. Excuse me.
No running, sir. No running.
Academy is next weekend. Chat, we're almost at 3,500. Chat, we're almost at 3,500. If we get to 3,500 a day, I'm gonna say thank you. Wow, huge. I knew somebody. I knew somebody was gonna say that. I knew you ungrateful ass motherfuckers. I knew somebody was gonna say some fuck shit like that. I was trying to see who was gonna say it. Of course, it's Flu. Wow, huge, bro. Yo, Zero Gawk, baby. Thank for the tier 1. I appreciate you, beautiful.
Mr. Shicey, how can I help you?
Hey, Morn, how you doing? How you doing?
Good.
I spoke to Jenny. I heard there was other. Well, I mean, you mentioned you were an auditor also when we were outside MRPD.
Yeah.
I just want to give you my spill also.
Okay. Yeah, I am more than willing to hear it as a former member of PD, but one who is most likely coming back, I believe, next Academy or something, right?
Wait, you're coming back?
No, from you. Like, you're a former cop who's coming back next Academy, so I would like to hear your story, basically.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah. So it's what do I even fucking begin? To be honest with you.
I mean, look, I'll just ask you straight up because there's a lot of things that come out of the audit. You were the first victim of the DAP system. What's your opinions on it? Do you feel it's too oppressive, or do you feel that it was more or less fair what happened to you in the long run?
I don't believe I was the victim. I was the target of the first DAP system. To be honest with you, that's the best way I can say it. That system. It is a very flawed system, which only a very few people. Okay, I'm gonna start from the beginning. My first 4 DAPs. I got 4 at the beginning. There was an individual that stabbed an officer by the names of Nunu El Nene. I got onto I was like, listen, this is technically the first operation. Being part of Skeleton Crew, so let me get it blessed off by a captain. I went to Captain Ruth. I said, "Can I do this operation to catch this individual?" I get the bless off for the operation. She sits on the radio with us. She makes sure make sure you have adequate units, adequate personnel to go after make sure it's safe. I had 6 other officers with me, enough units to apprehend the suspect. We apprehended the suspect. She was also on radio because at the time it was about 15 mics before a big storm came in. So she said, be mindful, being like a great timer, like be mindful of the storm. So I did not get the suspect medical on scene, which was at the power plant. You know how far that is. So I got a medical here because this rainstorm was coming in. At the end of that, I was then met with failed to follow SOPs. After I asked for permission, failed to follow SOPs. I was that 3 points for that, and then 1 point because I didn't give a medical on scene, even though we're all at the power plant. And she said be mindful. Okay, so that was my first 4. My next 3, 100% my fault. That was my fuck up. My next 3, I put the wrong charge because there was an incident 1181 and there was an incident 1182. I fucked up. I got 3 for that. You know, my fault, 100%. The next incident was a DeRollo incident. I don't know if you know Senior Officer Sonia DeRollo.
No, ever have not spoken to her.
Yeah. She was well, I was spearheading a lot of investigations myself and Aziz in Cornwood. We then met a CI behind the car wash at the grocery across the street from the 24-hour store. We had a conversation for a while. They were mid delivery within their Group 6 truck, armored, tier 3, very armored. You seen the long ones?
Yeah.
We then go to I was like, you know what, don't worry, I have my partner here with me. There's nothing in SOP saying not to get in anything with civilian vehicles. Of course, by myself, I wouldn't do that. Since I have my partner Aziz with me, we got in the back of the vehicle, had a conversation, escorted them through their the delivery, safety and whatnot. At that point, we got to the docks. I was met with Senior Officer DeRollo. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? I was like, okay, what's going on? Because I'm not an individual that raises my voice. I don't raise my voice against anybody. I'm a very yes ma'am, yes sir, keep it moving type of guy. I told her, I was like, listen, there's no SOPs about it, so I didn't know. To be honest with you, I don't believe I need to ask you to talk to my CIs. I got told to fuck off, fuck all the way off, quote, verbatim. And then she ran and told Captain Ruth that I screamed at her. I was being hella defensive and raising my voice in front of civilians and cadets, which was a complete lie because I had a Jason Polam and a Clayton, I don't remember Clayton's last name, okay, vouch and say I never raised my voice, and I still get that 2 points because a senior officer that I thought I could have a conversation with lied. And of course, Captain Ruth, being Captain Ruth, will back her seniors and vouch for them so I can get fucked over and no one else gets fucked over. Do you know about the spy incident with Captain Ruth?
Spy incident.
Oh,
No.
the infamous spy. To be honest with you, she could have did great work in the Cold War. To be honest with you, we were up in Sandy Shore's office, right? Me, Cornwood, Aziz, having a conversation about a weed operation that we were supposed to collapse on. At that point, we got out, after talking for about 25-30 minutes. I noticed a cruiser, right? Like take a left at the road right next to the Sandy Shores office. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wait, I thought we were the only 3 up here. I looked, I was like, man, I think there's a stolen CVPI. So I radioed, I was like, is there a stolen CVPI out? No one answers, like, no, they don't believe so. So we rushed back here, right? No fucking shit. Guess who comes back smoking, right? The car smoking, all battered up from probably speeding down the highway in uniform, Captain Ruth. She runs, Cornwood was watching her with a 4K quality camera like this one here, this mark right here, okay? 4K camera, watching her get into the garage, run into oh God. Run into the department and then clock back in. So she was on duty, full uniform, using a police vehicle, spying on us, and then the next day, you know what we have in a meeting? Collude. We get accused of colluding. She was off duty. completely off duty in police uniform. I had all her equipment on her in uniform and everything. Then we get told we're colluding the next day. But we're trying to do our jobs. I've been told to break off a I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say then, was she up to some real like Vladimir Ruth and shit? Like,
Yes, 1000%. I don't know if she thinks. Listen, Malton. Between you and I called this shit the first a month and a half ago. I was like, you know what? I was like, listen. I don't want to sound crazy. You know, people thought I was crazy. People were like, hey, listen, Denzel, you're overreacting, man. The captain has no problem with you. Brother, I got to 9 daps so fucking quick, it didn't make any sense. Once again, 3 of those I 100% deserved. You know what my last dap was, Malton?
What was your last dap?
For a chase that I didn't want to be a part of, okay? Because at that point, I didn't want to do my job. Like, every one of my pursuits, they go reckless. Like, nothing is happening. Right? They go reckless. I have to call it off because it's unsafe. They're recklessly driving. They've hit locals. Yes, I know we don't care too much for locals, but they're gonna recklessly drive. They could hit somebody else. Like we should pursue them until we catch them. Of course, if it goes for like 45 minutes, then break off. I had to have a fucking timer because that's how scared I was to pursue a fucking vehicle. And then I get told to pit. It was not my pursuit. It was not my scene. I broke off because I wanted to deal with a 95 because I didn't want to be primary in a pursuit. No, in any like situation. So I don't want to get in trouble. I get told to attach. I get told to pit. I pit, and then it strikes somebody like not my vehicle. The suspect vehicle, they try to correct it and it strikes another vehicle, another person, and the person gets incapacitated. I break off, do the right thing. I sit with them, get EMS, go to CMC, watch them get surgery for an hour, and then I get dapped a point when I was the only person ever dapped for striking a civilian on anything, and I didn't even strike the civilian. Multiple times, people have been, somebody got hit with a biker got hit. No dap. Denzel does it. Dap.
So I don't want to like put words in your mouth. So are you saying towards the end, like the dap system, you were kind of like afraid to do your job?
1000%. At one point, Malton, I'm normally around this time. At one point, I did 3 hours of speed trap on Los Santos Freeway because that's how scared I was. 3 hours over exaggerate, like an hour and a half.
Okay, so despite all of these incidents, shall we say, like why do you think you are ultimately being offered like a chance to come back at the next academy?
Because you
think it's because they know, like they feel bad for you?
Listen, Malton, once again, this is Denzel Seisty in the flesh telling you this right now. There's a bullshit fucking united front they're trying to preach, okay? But now we're seeing the cracks, right? I don't think Turner is a pretty level-headed guy, right? He has a very military mindset. I have a military mindset, right, Malton? Slacks is Ruth has her hands in either both their ears or both their heads because they're trying to put up this front. There's no way they agree with everything she's done, but they're trying to put up this front like, oh, the captains are united. We can't show them that we're arguing or have a disagreement. So they're trying to make sure they act like everything's fucking good and gravy back there. And then I get told I'm being made an example out of by Captain Slacks. And I heard there was senior officers on the panel for Cornwood. Captain Slacks was the only one there for me.
Okay, so hang on. So you think like she's being like Ruth Vader or Darth Ruth?
Yes,
like
she is manipulating them. I won't think she's mind controlling them. I think, listen, Slacks is a Slacks doesn't want. How would it? Slacks is a nice guy. He's a good guy, but he has to, you know, it's like when your kid do something wrong at school. It's your kid, you know, you love him, but you have to scold him. But the thing is, Slacks is trying to put up a front that he agrees with everything that's being done. There's no way he does. There's no way. I don't believe it. I cannot believe that. I don't believe it. And Captain Turner wasn't even there for majority of my situation because he was on that LOA. He had some situation he had to deal with, which is completely fine, you know?
Okay, so you keep talking about like the Ruth and Turner dynamic, or sorry, the Ruth and Slacks dynamic. Where does Turner fit in all this then?
Turner, like the conversation I've had with Turner has been very good conversations. He hears me out. I see some changes with from him. We had a conversation about like counseling and how to like, you know, help people progress in, you know, and as being an officer and all that. And I've seen some changes in that. But when he took that LOA, it was only Captain Slacks. So Ruth only had to manipulate one motherfucker, to be honest with you, Malton. One. All my dabs came from Ruth. All of them. All of them.
I mean, do you have a pretty positive opinion of Turner then? You just think he's kind of like irrelevant in all these like dapping conversations?
I think I have a positive opinion on him unless I'm proved otherwise. I feel like he listens to. Other than that, Slacks is just trying to please Captain Ruth and the other captains, so he's just fucking in the middle, getting fucking yanked both fucking ways. So, and I hate to say it like this, Ruth is the problem.
Are we talking about like Ruthilla the Hun problem? Like she's gonna conquer the eastern half of Europe if we don't do anything about her?
Yes, she already has one of her lapdogs in fucking interim captain, fucking Jackson. This guy's walking around with a fucking captain rank on his collar like he's an actual captain. He's an interim captain. You don't get to wear fucking goddamn captain bars. That's not how that works. You have the power of a captain. You don't wear the rank. And then you got the role as a senior officer.
Okay, so I mean, I mean, obviously, DeRollo, you know, you had that one incident. However, have there been other incidences in which like you don't trust DeRollo?
She speaks out on radio. She does the whole. You're an officer. I don't know. You ever had those officers that just kind of try to deal with a situation mid-situation?
Yeah, I hear you.
Multiple times she screamed at me mid pursuit and tell me to break the fuck off, basically. Like what are you doing? Like don't do that. That is so rude to do on the radio. That's not leadership quality. None of that.
So are you saying that like
Ruth is Hillary Clinton?
Right. So are you saying Aldo's like a little Ruth Cheney or a Donald Rumsfeld? Like,
Yes. I'm letting you know right now. And I hope that, oh God.
Come on, I'm here. I'm listening.
She is such an evil person. You know what she lied about to the captains? There was one time, it was during the DeRollo situation. She lied and said I didn't say anything to her and said I didn't want to speak to her when I opened my heart out to her. And she told the other captains that I didn't want to say anything to her.
Is there any good that Ruth is? I'm curious. I just gotta know in all this. Is there anything good that she's been doing?
She have a soft-spoken voice. Other than that, no. No, none whatsoever. None. Now I'm not even joking. I don't even. Well, now I do hate her because she ruined my life and she made me look like an idiot because I was targeted multiple times. Excuse me, ma'am. We're having a conversation. But no, there's not one good thing I can think of that she's actually helped me out with.
Okay. Is it just you who's been targeted, or have there other people?
No, it's Aziz. Aziz got targeted. Cornwood. It's just us three. Like I don't. You gotta remember, all of us were shift one. Like it's shift one's the problem. There has to be a change, Malton. There needs to be a change, and like Jackson's a good officer, don't get me wrong, but I don't fucking trust him either. Because that's another thing. Jackson came straight to us after the situation trying to pray, and then went reported right back to Ruth. He's a fucking spy. Oh God, it's just not. There's no trust,
Okay,
especially in
so
shift one.
You're calling her the ultimate evil. Are you gonna, with a straight face, tell me that she is worse than like Osama Ruth Laden or Ruthulu?
1000%. She's Cersei's.
But Slacks is pretty good.
Yeah, Sykes is just confused, man. He's just trying to make sure everybody's happy. You know, he can't. He's trying to make sure everybody's happy, but at the cost of us, the lower ranking individuals, unhappy because he wants to make the captains happy. Sykes is just fucking confused.
Obviously, I could tell most of your gripes is the DAP system, and
yes,
you know, we could come back to that if need.
I don't know if you can set it up. I know you guys are doing your jobs to go up to the mayor. I would like to speak to the mayor also.
As a private citizen, you know, or sorry, the mayor does do quite a bit of town halls. You know, as a private citizen, if you're ever up late enough or early enough, he sometimes does them during a shift 3.
Okay.
I would encourage you to go talk to him. He does a stand announcement when he does these. I'll be honest, like, I especially the next couple days, like I wouldn't be able to facilitate any kind of interview, but I also know that to help you out a little, I know Cornwood has been kind of hanging out a lot with the mayor and his chief of staff, so you'd actually have a much better luck than through Cornwood than through me, right? You know, for the next couple days at least.
Yeah, it's more of a like I just want to like, okay, so I got fired and I get told to come back the next academy, right? Why fire me in the first place if I'm gonna get told to, like, that is the most demeaning thing you could possibly do to somebody.
So sorry, one more time. So you're saying that they should have just like kept you on, but maybe in a limited fashion, and then come back next year?
Yeah,
like
I was suspended for over 2 weeks, and then like another, so it's been almost three weeks of me being gone, and then tell me to come back the next academy.
Is that when the next for shift 1 is through,
No,
like,
for shift 2 I have to go to. So the thing is, they offered me the slot for the first academy, right? I have to. I want to be a cop so bad that I'm taking the first opportunity I can to be like back in my uniform, you know. And that's shift 2. God knows when shift 1's fucking academy is gonna be, because fucking Ruth suspended herself, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Who knows? Dorolo and Jackson might have their fucking hidden goddamn agendas against me. So if I go to academy there, they're gonna just fucking fail me anyways. So I had to take shift 2.
Now, is that something that's, for lack of a better word, like kosher? Like, can you do a shift 2 academy and go back to shift 1, or are you?
I would love to do shift 2 academy and go back to shift 1. That's what I want to do.
Do you have any major complaints other than the DAP system?
Breaking off of chases is a big one.
I haven't heard much about this. So what is the chase break off policy then?
If an individual is driving recklessly, we have to break off. If not, we're gonna get dapped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that just for any crime? Like,
oh, that's just shift 1. That's a shift 1 thing. Shift 2 doesn't give a fuck about that shit. It's only shift 1. Guess who shift is shift 1? Ruth.
I see.
Oh, there's another situation. Well, Brian Knight has a situation with DeRollo. He didn't really get into too much detail, but like he's got his own problem. He's like, I get what you're saying. I was like, and people thought I was fucking crazy.
Who else is anti-Ruth is not the right term, but who else
I'm pretty sure all of shift 1. I'm pretty sure everyone in shift 1 except for probably Viv.
Okay, so you're saying most of shift one like shares this opinion about Ruth?
Yes.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, this is my first time in shift one for this. I know Jenny's been around here for a while, but I haven't like talked to really anyone from shift one, so I'm just trying to get a handle on things.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. It's the thing is, another thing is, Mon, I wish you could have a like. So when you're teaching somebody, right? If you tell them don't pick up that trash bag, right?
Right.
The next time they like, you should be like, hey, listen, don't pick up that trash bag. It's bad for you. The next time they go pick up the trash bag, that's when you discipline them, correct?
Yeah, you have a warning first. Basically.
Exactly. That doesn't happen here in this shift. It doesn't. It does not happen.
So with Ruth, it's basically like it's all or nothing.
Yeah, it's like I pick up the trash bag. I get dabbed as I pick up the trash bag, and then I get told don't pick up the trash bag. I get told people are getting Denzel'd. That's a phrase now, by the way, in the PD. Getting Denzel.
What does that phrase mean exactly?
Being an example. I don't want to get Denzel. People literally say I don't want to get Denned or get Denzel. They call it Denzel anxiety, well, not anxiety, appreciation points.
Oh, so that's what Denzel appreciation points. Okay. So who have you heard use the term like Denzel?
Leon, Cassidy, multiple other officers. Duncan's used it. Who else? So, like, I don't think you understand. It was brought up at the meeting. You know, like everyone's used it. Even Bones. Like you know, it's not like it's not.
All sound like that's all like. Isn't that all shift 2 people though?
Yeah, I understand that shift 2 people. There's not wrong with them using it, but the fact that that's a precedent set, like being Denzel is a thing, that's crazy. That should be seen as a problem, Moen.
All right. Is there anything else you feel that I should note kind of for this audit about like everything that's going on?
I don't know how much like, brother. I would love to just. Can you pass him a message to the mayor for me then? Because if I never meet him,
I could at least do you that solid.
Okay.
I could pass you a message.
I would love to not be a cadet. Okay. I would do a 2-month long fucking PPO course. I don't care. But being a cadet to having to do a ride along with somebody that I fucking train basically, and I spearhead multiple investigations is the biggest spit in my face possible. I don't need to be reinstated as a full officer. I would do a 2-month long PPO course.
Have you, for lack of a better word, pitched this idea to Slacks, who is much more favorable?
Slacks is going to respond absolutely, and I will look into it, and I would never get an answer back.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, what I wrote down here is I do a 2-long PPO course. I don't want to do a ride along with someone I trained. It is a big spit in my face.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will pass that along for sure.
Thank you so much, Martin. I just want to make sure I get my, like, I feel like I'm the only one that hasn't, you know, gotten the, you know, like, brother, I was like ground zero. I was, you know, subject zero, basically. Patient zero, excuse me.
As an aside, I saw you're doing legal aids. How you liking that?
I mean, it's something to keep, you know, keep food on the table, Moen, you know? Gotta pay the bill somehow, you know?
I guess. Oh yeah, I don't know how long this audit's gonna go for, but yeah, I'll keep asking around, and your input is definitely noted because you are definitely very passionate about it. So there's probably some merit behind it.
Thank you. How long does it take for me to become a lawyer?
I'll I'll be honest. Like Crane's the ultimate arbiter of that. Like I could put your name on like the recommended list,
Mhm.
but it's like no guarantee. The best way is to just get experience, start smoozing judges if you ever see them. You know, just kind of things like that. I mean, your name's already kind of out there, right? Like you're not a nobody.
Yeah.
So
Can you put my name on the list?
I can put your name on the list for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, there's a short list of like cops trying to get their bar right now, so I
Yeah.
could add you to that for sure.
Thank you so much, Mo, and I appreciate you. If you need
Yeah,
anything
no
for me, just
worries.
let me know, okay?
I'll definitely let you know.
And I beg the God, the sheriff's office opens up. I'm sorry, I have to be the one to say it because God knows what the fuck's going on in here. And they need. I don't know what can help them right now. Morale's at an all-time fucking low. But I appreciate you, Mo, and I've talked to your ear off enough.
No, it's good. Like I said, I'm happy to do all that. You know, I'm glad I could basically get to talk to you before like the storm hit and everything. It's pretty informative.
I appreciate you, Mo. You take care, okay?
Yep, no worries. Good to see you around, Denzel.